hello world. I'm Benito Childs. You're watching the UHIH1 Media Network team. Thank you for joining us. Well, hello world. We're back, and this is now finally the UHIH1 Media Broadcast Team podcast. We finally showed up in person. This is what we look like. And today, my co-host for today's segment is Deshaun Goree here, who is with an app company called Music Boulevard. They make a productivity and work tool uh, for independent performers, entertainers, musicians, and so forth, especially along with people in the industry. I guess booking agents and talent managers and the like. But having said that, let's talk a little bit with our first guest, Easy Mo B. What's happening, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? So
Oh
much
man,
for
it's been a long time, man, and it's cool to meet you in person. We're sort of kind of, we're finally doing the visual thing. I remember the last time we had you on the show, we weren't visual. It was just you heard it here first on FM 107. So now we've expanded. And what you been up to, man, since the last time we really talked? Since the last
well,
time you came on the show, it's almost a year ago, a year and some change.
pretty much the same thing, man. I produced large portion of the Big D and Easy Mo B album. This is my life. Right now, he's currently working on the second album, Feel My Pain. We're working on that. Special shouts to my ex rapping is fundamental brother, the group I used to be in, AB Money. He got his single out right now called Keep Feeding Me. I produced that. You can look forward to his album soon. The full album called Gumbo.
Gumbo.
Yeah, shouts also to Master Killer from Wu Tang. Got some stuff coming out on his new album. Working on that.
All
And
right.
in between that, just I think a lot of people know I love to DJ too. So since you've seen me, it's been a lot of gigs. And since the quarantine, there's been a lot of DJing on live on that IG live, you know, doing a lot of that.
Now, how does that work with the COVID-19 quarantine? You still have clients who call you up and say, "Well, look, hook me up on the internet. I need you to spin, and I'm just going to." How does that really? How does it work these days?
Oh, you mean in terms of continuing to work and
Oh
produce?
yeah, yeah. I'm kind of comparing notes, everybody that we have on. I'm asking them, how did this thing dent, your situation? A lot of people got all their concerts canceled and so on and so forth. So specifically,
Well,
what happened for in your situation?
well, in terms of continuing to work, it's two ways that we could continue that I've been doing it. Well, one, you can show up in the physical at the studio, like I did with Big D for the remainder portion of the recording for This Is My Life, and now for the recording of Feel My Pain. Um, you can show up physically in the studio. We have our mask on and
Hmm. Hmm.
you know try to create a situation of what they call that um, safe social distancing best as we can. We keep the studio sessions intimate. Only a certain amount of people is allowed to be in the session, you know, try
Hmm.
to keep that at a minimum. Or there's the other way. I think, according to today's technology, music is sent over the wire. You send somebody the track, they put their vocals on it, they send back to you, and you mix it, and then voila, you got a song. So one way or another, this COVID ain't stopping us. This music, we still getting it done.
Now, how is this affecting at this time? in y'all's neck of the woods, the public performance venue? Because in a lot of places, we've seen a whole bunch of bookings get advertised, and I don't really know what happened. In other words, for a minute there, it looked like, okay, everything is cool, let's heat it up, and everybody back to work, and all of a sudden I'm getting all these phone calls, and now all of a sudden, like in less than 3 days, none of that stuff is happening. What's going on in
Yeah.
y'all's neck of the woods?
You in New York?
No, I'm actually out in the Southwest in Phoenix. So my
That's
area
why.
includes LA, but we just 5 hours from here in the car.
That's why. Because in the last, now going on now, should be now about 4 to 5 days, a curfew was issued here in New York State, not just New York City, New York State. Whereas anybody with a liquor license, there's a curfew now, 10 p.m. So a lot of people that may have planned those events that you learned about, according to that curfew now, can't do nothing. For the summer, people was doing a lot of backyard parties, a lot of outdoor parties, but at the moment right now, if you have a liquor license in the state of New York, anytime after 10 p.m.,
you're done.
that's it.
Wow.
So, yeah, they don't even really want us out on the streets. I mean, the curfew is real. It's not just for the bars. You know what I mean?
Everybody have masks on.
Now, I know we have D with us today, do we not? We have D with us today, and you produced them, right? Say hello,
Yes,
D.
sir.
I couldn't see him. Oh, there he is at the top of the screen.
Yeah, what you say, bro?
So we're happy to have you on the show and hang out with us. Tell us a little about what you've been up to, leading up to where you guys are now, and what you got planned moving forward.
Oh man. You know, right now, like Mo was saying, we got the new single out produced by my man Capital called Everywhere. And little to my knowledge, I ain't think it was gonna do what it did, but you know, it's #1 right now, all the underground hip hop stations.
Wow. You know what they told us when I first got in the business many years ago? It's never the one that you want to be the one. When you're the artist, it's always the one that you like, nobody can like that, but I did what they told me to. You know, I didn't really want to record it, but you know, it's just over there. It's always that one.
But I gotta thank my man for that, you know what I mean? Because that's DJ Premier and Eclipse, man, over at Sirius XM. Like they made that single #1, man.
Right on. Big ups to them and the whole squad over there, for real though. Yeah. Wow, man, it's a pleasure to have you on. So what are you looking forward to, given the conditions and situation that's going on in business today? You got this new release out, it's #1. Based on what's going on, what can you look forward to moving forward?
I mean, I'm just gonna keep putting out good music. The only thing that's really, you know what I mean, slowing me and Mo up right now is we can't move around and do shows. Because if the city wasn't locked down right now with a #1 single, you already know what that means. We'll be everywhere.
Well, yeah, but the reason I mentioned it is because we had somebody on the other day. Matter of fact, her name is Paula Atherton. She's a chick that plays saxophone, #1 Billboard charting for smooth jazz. And so we were kicking it a little bit and talking about, well, you know, what's going on moving forward, okay, in the business. And she's saying, well, look, at my level, as a matter of fact, what is a level? You know, the internet is everything, everybody, and everywhere. What they do is giving shows and charging $10 a household.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what it is too. But like Moby said, with this COVID thing, is you only allowed to have 10 people in a place now. It's like you can't even really do nothing. So For me, it don't stop me in most of business because we still
Limited
put
guest.
out music. I have my own label. The album is the double album is on my label, BGF Entertainment. We still selling, you know what I mean? The singles out, we #1. So it's like COVID don't stop us from our record sales. Our business is still good as far as moving records, but the only thing slowing us up is that we can't do shows and really get around and let the people see us and, you know what I mean, get to talk to us. So,
Would you
that's why
consider doing an all virtual show?
Yeah, well,
Things
Mo do
stay the way they are. Would you look at doing an all virtual show, all internet?
I mean, hey man, if me and Mo sit down, and if that's something that he think is a good idea, then I'm all for it.
Interesting. And you run your own record label. How many people help you with that? I'm just curious.
Nah, just me and my wife. We started the label and I put all my money into the label. I ain't got no parent company. I own 100% of my company.
Wow. Well, it just so happens that I work with this guy outside of media in the tech industry. And as I was saying, the company that we have created a work tool, work and productivity tool for individuals like yourself. As a matter of fact, you kind of fit the perfect profile for who we're looking to get a reaction from, somebody who's doing his own thing. He controls everything. He answers to nobody. This is who this tool is supposed to be for, and it's supposed to make everybody be able to be a couple of steps closer to being what you already are. That said, would you have a look at the 1-minute explainer video and just give us your knee-jerk reaction about what we said we made? And then afterwards, we want to put it in your hand and see if you're feeling it. Absolutely. I think we talked to Easy Mo B about this almost, oh my goodness, 2-3 years ago. I asked him to sign an NDA, and he signed it. Do you remember that?
Oh, it's been a while, man.
I think I remember. Yeah, I asked him. This is the guy. I said,
okay.
Yeah. I said, well, you know what? We gonna talk to this dude. He's in the business. He knows everybody. Everybody knows him. He should sign off on this thing. And we didn't never come back to you. Well, you know what? When you said you're the first person. So when you said, what is it? And I never answered, well, guess what? We now have it. It's called Music's Boulevard. And as I said, it's a work in productivity too. That's the logo behind us, as a matter of fact. You got to kind of lean over that. Yeah. So you know what? Can you shoot the 1-minute video? Show them the 1-minute video explaining? Okay. Coming up.
Have you ever tried to manage?
One more time. Okay.
Have you ever tried navigating your way to and through the music industry? You know it's tough. With the growing industry and responsibilities, project management, and networking, business happens when and where you are. Handle business anywhere with Music Boulevard, the comprehensive back office control beforehand. Register, verify, and leave credits to those who contributed to your resume. Ever needed someone or something specific? Find exactly what you need, where you need it, and explore. Discover and be discovered by Unison. Find recording studios by name or proximity with our studio app. Link and track total number of streams from your Spotify, YouTube, and SoundCloud accounts. Whether you're a composer, lyricist, vocalist, producer, engineer, recording studio, or play one of these, get on the boulevard.
So, knee-jerk reaction commentary. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, Mo.
I'm gonna be real honest with you. It was kind of hard for me to hear the audio, all of the audio.
Can't hear it well?
I don't know. It just sounded like it was bouncing off of the walls in the room over there, so I couldn't hear like everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably the monitor is too loud.
Hmm.
So what, but did you get the general gist of it, or you don't know what we did?
Not really.
Send it to them. Yeah, send it to them so that they have the opportunity to really look at it. What kind of phone are you using now? Android or iOS?
I got an Android.
Okay, well, you can actually see the app itself and actually create a profile, use it. It's in Google Play. Inside of Google Play, go to musixblvd.com. But we're still going to send you the explainer video.
So the app is like if LinkedIn and IMDb had a baby for the music industry.
Hmm.
And so one of the big things that we tackled was verification. You know, you can meet 8 people who do music coming out of Walmart today. And how do you know that they are who they say they are? Because I can meet somebody and say, yeah, I got 4 songs with Big D, and you know, Easy Mo, he produced 8 of my stuff last year, whoop-de-whoop. How do they know I'm telling the truth? And how do you figure out right then and there and not have to go home or make phone calls and spend extended amounts of time proving who this one person or group of people are? And so within the registration of Music Boulevard and being able to connect to the contributors of your resume, it keeps everybody connected in a sense that now I can look you up in a few seconds and find out what you've done, who you did it with to verify you are who you say you are. Then we can move forward with the actual business at hand.
All right.
Among other things within the app that will help you to maneuver your career.
All right.
So we would like, if you were to avail yourself to it and come back to us and tell us what you think, because what we created is directed towards use by individuals such as yourself who are semi-independents and full independents in the music industry. Fair enough?
All right.
That said, did we get music from them? We got music from them, didn't we? Okay, so talk to us about how many new songs did we get from you guys today?
I sent you 4 joints. I sent you 3 off the This Is My Life double album, and I sent you the new single off the Feel My Pain album.
Okay, the new single. Talk to us about that. What's the name of it?
Everywhere.
Everywhere?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the song about?
Man, this is basically what I wanted to do with this song, because this album is more different, more different than the This Is My Life album. So I want with this album here is more deeper. You know, I put more emotions and feelings into this album. There's a darker side of me. The double album was like the outer shell of me. Now, Feel My Pain is like the inner part of me now. Like,
Okay.
you
So
gonna
it's
get
like a revealing. The
Yeah.
outside first, and now I'm serving you up some of what's underneath there. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's
You know what I
cool.
mean? So with this one, you know, you're gonna hear more lyrical content and a lot of deep rooted songs. You know, a lot of songs coming from the heart. Like I
Okay.
want this album to be way more different from how the last one was like basically me showing the love and just bringing the pioneers back. You know what I mean? Putting them on the album and giving everybody that light that they deserve to have. So now it's just more me now. You know what I mean? And every album after this one is gonna get more deeper and more deeper and more deeper.
Oh, wow, that's cool, man. That's cool. Well, listen, we got 12 million listeners around the world. 20% of them are in the United States of America. So you just kind of set that up for the whole world to know that you got this new song. Is there anything else you want to say to the world? Because, of course, we're going to play this for them and give everybody an eargasm.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like I just want people to go and be on point from when this album dropped the end of December, man. You know, Feel My Pain. I got a lot of incredible MCs on this album, such as R. Kill from Jurassic 5, Percy P, Royal Flush, AB Money, from Rapping is Fundamental. I got my man Hafalito, one of my artists, Hafalito, my artist Percy P. Another artist I'm working with, named Innocent Flow. I got a few things. My man Bruce Wayne. Got another artist named Moneybags that I'm gonna be doing a few things with. And we got a lot of power. Moby got his his label. He got a label on the way soon. So we got a lot of things going, man. He got 2 albums in the works.
Excellent.
And with his label, that's gonna be the next big thing. Moby's label.
Excellent. Excellent. So we definitely want to, what? I can't believe somebody actually is knocking on the door while we're in the middle of this taping. But
we can't see you. You off the screen again.
I noticed that. There we go. Okay, can you see me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering who's knocking on us, one of the interns from downstairs. But yeah, so when is everything being released at the same time, or do I have anything that staggered releases?
The single is out now. The single and the video, they can go to my website and get the single BGF.
Well, tell everybody what the website is and how to look up the
ENCLLC.com and they can go.
One more time, I was talking. Do it one more time.
Oh, the website is the label is BGFENCLLC.com. That's the website.
Something going on with this here. Give me just a second. I don't know why it's doing that. Telling me my internet connection is unstable. Any second now, I guess will get me back in the picture. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
I
hear
you fine.
Oh, okay. No, we have some kind of picture problem over here. See here. Okay, there we go. Now we're back in.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so you got any shout outs or more plugs you want to do?
I just want to shout everybody out, you know what I mean, that was a part of this project. My big bro, Easy Mo B, Capital, uh, my man DJ Static, my boy DJ NUT for doing all the cuts and scratches on the album. Hoffa, Money Bags, Wadar Black, Good Time Slim, Sway Sever, Royal Flush, our Kill from the Jurassic 5, Percy P, and my boy Innocent, man, and AB Money.
Yeah,
Excellent.
special shout also special shout to Fred Ones, the engineer who engineered the entire This Is My Life album.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
the
he
name- what's
definitely
the
shout
name
out
of
to
his,
Fred Ones that did the
Do y'all know the name of his studio?
well,
Fred
nah,
Ones?
he sold a studio.
He sold the studio.
He
Okay.
sold a studio. Yeah. So it's under new ownership now.
Yeah,
Okay.
Shout out
typically,
to music group. You know what I mean? That's of a beloved students.
typically that would be like, I guess, the last album that was recorded in there.
Yeah, Feel My Pain album.
Right.
But I
Well,
want to let the world know,
so
you know what I
you,
mean? Just be ready. We got to
so
Feel My Pain.
y'all assisted in buttoning up in
Huh?
some recording. Y'all assisted in buttoning up on some recording industry history. You did the last project recorded at Fred Lance's studio before he sold it. So now, when this comes out, everybody's gonna know that because now they're gonna be listening to see if it's the room or if it's Fred or if it's both. Those of us who are what you call audiophiles, I listen to stuff like that.
Well, I'll tell you, you could put me upstairs in the penthouse, put me in the basement, put me out in the park, or put me in the room with you. Easy Mo B gonna still sound the same.
All right.
I
All
don't change.
right. Y'all heard it here first.
I'm
And,
sorry.
and that's what it is with Mo B. Mo B, his style brings out the best in me. Like I done dealt with other producers where I brought tracks from, but none of the, you know, I don't work with Scott Storch. I done, you know, jumped on a Scott Storch track. I done had plenty of producers, man. My boy Just Blaze, salute to him. He also produced New York Hardcore on the double album. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man. So you know, I had a lot of heavy hitters on that double album, man. Like shout out, you know, to Jay-Z for co-signing that track for me. You know what I mean? That was definitely a real G move. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And then,
Because I waited for that track forever. I kept out for like a year or at least 8 months. I was like, just say, yo, I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna get back to you. And finally one day I'm like, yo, Just, what up, man? I need the track. But you know, he had to, you know, holler at Hove, and he got back and he sent me the track, man. You know, niggas gotta find out and get, you know, make sure, yo, dude is authentic and he official.
Right.
And niggas got the track back to me. Hit me
Right.
and say, yo, I'm sending that over. So
So it's
I mean,
interesting
that's
that
what he did.
you mentioned that because that kind of stuff right there that you just described, we're hoping that what we made, the app, okay, assist in making that part like really fast, you know, seamless integration. At the very moment you need to know, you can know. You don't have to wait. And so we want to make sure that we did the job right. So that's the reason why we're eager to get comments from you guys.
You know what's crazy? The 3 biggest records off the double album was Too Raw, a track that Mo B produced. Everybody still loved that. That's the most streamed record. And New York Hardcore, the Just Blaze produced record. Like, and then I Rep NY. Like, those are the most streamed and biggest records that people still listen to, still to this day, a year after the double album done dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like the beginning of a classic. We just have to wait and let the years drift by. You know what I mean?
And that was Mo idea for the Two Raw song. Mo had this beat, and he came to the studio. I never forget it. We was doing a few songs that night, and he came in and he played something. He said, yo, you know what? He said, yo, you know, when I listened to this, he was like, I could hear MOP on this. So I said, word? I said, all right, no problem. Those are like my brothers. So I called them up on the phone. Fame was like, yo, whatever you need, D, I'm there. Whatever you and Moby need, I'm there. Billy was supposed to get on it, but you know, he was doing a lot and traveling due to his schedule, and you know, he couldn't be a part of it. But hopefully we'll do something else, you know what I mean? And
Yes,
it came, but that was all Mo idea. You know what I mean? That him telling me about the MOP shit, and I went and grabbed Fame, and we did it, man.
And there you have it.
So, if I could ask Easy Mo and you, Big D, what did the industry look like when you first started versus what it looks like now?
I mean, for me, it was like, and I've just got to be honest. This ain't, you know, trying to be like cocky or sound cocky. But what a lot of other people went through back in the days with labels, me being down with Ultramagnetic, we didn't go through a lot of that. You know what I mean? Like with the labels playing with niggas' money and all of that. We didn't deal with that because the couple times that they tried to get that over, I went up there one time and
It
everything
was
got
real
resolved.
different all of a sudden. Afterwards, it was just real different. Huh?
Yeah, so you know, it's kind of different, you know. So we didn't really go through the bullshit like a lot of people went through with labels. I mean, we went through our own bullshit amongst in a circle, but we didn't really go through nothing with labels like a lot of other brothers in the rap game went through because I was a brainiac and I was book smart. So you know, but as far as to now today, man, it was like, you know, I salute Master P for this, man, because I remember one time I was traveling with Rakim, and I think I was in LA. And the realest shit Master P said was, listen, man, you can only become successful. That depends on you if you want to become successful. He said, the more you invest in yourself, the more successful you'll become. So when I got back off the tour, because I'm pretty sure Mo right here now, you know, I know Mo was probably kind of pissed because I was out moving around in the middle of the album, though. This is all in the middle of the double album. Like, yo, no lie, it took us years to get that double album out. It started with one single, and it took, how many years did it take us to get the album out, Mo?
I don't know. It only seemed like at least 4 to 5, right?
Like, yeah, about 5 years, 5 or 6 years. Hell yeah. That it took for us to finish the double album because it wasn't a double album from the beginning. It was just an album. But I got on my Tupac shit. Now I went in the studio and started busting out songs. Mo didn't even know I was in the studio a lot of times. I would call him afterwards and I'm like, yo, dog, check your email, bro. And he'd be like, yo, you did these today? I said, yeah, I just left the studio. or I would tell him, yo, come to the studio. And when he came to the studio, I tell Fred, yo,
But now, I gotta ask you, because I've been around the business for some decades, and I've heard some really interesting stories about stuff that happened, in the middle of the project or while the magic was happening and so on and so forth. Well, you said that it took 5 years to complete this project. So I just have to know. Tell us one thing.
Because I was traveling, like I was moving around with Rod, in out of town with Rod. Like I was moving around with him, and then when we came back, that's when him and Eric B went out on the tour, and I went back out.
So now, what is the thing that sticks out the most that took place during the period of 5 years, other than the project? In other words, if the project is taking 5 years, then there's some monumental stuff that's going on inside of that 5 years. What happened to you?
No, because a lot of things happened. Like I said, the tour happened. Two different tours happened, and then it got to a process where I almost passed away. One year, I had an emergency surgery,
Wow.
which Mo B was right next to my bedside. You know what I mean? So that put a strain on. He was adamant about that. He came to the hospital. He said, yo, the next day before he left, he told me, he said, yo, D, he said, yo, don't worry about recording nothing. He said, yo, man, just get yourself together. And whenever you ready, then you bounce back. He said, take your time. But I was back, yo. I think after a month or two, like I was back up. I was like, yo, I can't. Being home wasn't good for me. I was like, yo, it's time to get back to work. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And then when I was out on the road, I remember it got a point, Mo was mad. I called Mo. I think I was in San Francisco or something, and I called Mo. I was in my hotel room, and I said, yo, Mo, I was checking in on him, and he was like, yo, D, man. And I know when Mo is mad, like if Mo in a good mood, is one way he'll pick the phone up. But if Mo is kind of pissed at me, I know it, because when he get on the phone, he won't really say nothing when he first knows you on the phone. And I'm talking, then I stop, and it was just space, and I'm like, then he said, yo, D, man. He was like, come on, man. This is taking us too long with this, man. And I'm like, I'm actually in my hotel room, and I'm like, damn. So what happened was I had to come back to New York and bring somebody back that was riding with me on tour. So when I brought them back, that's when I just said, you know what, fuck it. I said, I'm not gonna go back. I'm gonna go back in the studio, and I'm gonna knock this shit out. And when I went back in the studio, that's when all the fire came out of me. Mo came to the studio like, I got 7, 8 songs done. Mo didn't even know. Mo like, damn, you got him on there? You got him on there? Y'all was getting niggas, Royal Flush, all type of niggas, Mortal Technique, everybody, and brought the songs back to him. I'm like, yo, what you think, bro? And he said, yo, you ain't playing.
Yeah, too.
Yeah.
He put the spark back under me.
And you see, I feel like I could feel that just by the way that he's conducting this interview. Very, you know what I'm saying? Ugh.
Because that's the big bro, you know what I mean? I'm the little bro, that's the big bro. So, you know what I mean? No matter how much you want your way, sometimes the older brother got when he say it, then I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? I gotta bow down.
Yes, sir. He got that wisdom. You know what I'm saying? He's not trying to steer you wrong, and you trust him. So,
like my work ethic is so big now that we got one album, we got the Feel My Pain album done, and we got half of another album done. And when I go back in, I'm recording another 2 albums back to back.
Yeah.
'Cause my plan is to put 10 albums out and I'm retiring.
Ooh.
So we got, this will be the third album. The double album is 2. This one will be 3. Then we already got another half an album done. That'll be 4. 6 more albums. I'm done. I'm retiring. I'm finished with hip hop.
Then what do you do?
I'm gonna be the first rapper to drop 10 albums in a 2-3 year span and retire.
Well, we got to watch out for this guy. You know, he could, 10 albums later, he could be buying countries or something.
I mean,
We got to
Just
watch
don't
these
go-
rappers that are entrepreneurs. Y'all are just, out there. One minute the
Yeah,
guy
but
got a
how
hit
we
song,
gonna do
the
it,
next
though?
thing you know, he's buying villages and skyscrapers.
How we gonna do it is after this album, this will be 3. Then we'll release 5 more. That'll be 8. Then I'm gonna end it out with the double album. This is my life 2, and I'm gonna end it with that.
See, now, I'm gonna be looking for that.
man, and you
Oh,
say
who
it's
knows?
so
I might drop 2 or 3 more double albums just to end it off quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
And he said albums. He didn't say I'm gonna drop 2 mixtapes or nothing. He said albums with a straight face.
No,
like,
but the way
I'ma just do
you know what I like about this guy? He reminds me of like Muhammad Ali. Look here, I'm gonna knock him out in the 3rd round. Pass us off. Intention and purpose. I like that.
Mo gave me that work ethic, man. Mo put the fire under me.
That's all right. That's all right.
I mean,
But like I
he
said,
brought me up. Now I'm bringing him up. That's how brothers do it. We bring each other up, man.
there you have it. Y'all heard it here first.
Trust me, by the time I hit 50, I'm gonna be retired. I got 3 more years.
and 7 more albums, 6.5.
But then what are you gonna do after you retire?
I'm running companies, man.
Okay, run company.
We start my 10-year-old son clothing line right now. I'm starting a clothing line. I'm about to start a management company. I'm doing. My wife got her own lipstick company. She got her own car lot. She got a car dealership she owns. So,
Y'all busy.
Double solution.
Y'all real busy. Okay.
Yeah, man. So and then now after the next step is get everything Mo want to get up off the ground. I got everything in mind up. Now the next step is to get Mo record label up and take it from there.
Awesome. Awesome.
Easy Mo, kid, can you tell us about what the industry looked like when you started versus what it looks like now?
Well, one of the things that wasn't there at that time was the state of the internet. You didn't have that, so that didn't have any kind of effect on the outcome of the industry or the music business. And technologically, we advanced now as far as the equipment. We're in the digital age now. There's a lot of things you could do now like that so fast at the touch of a finger, things that would normally take days or months. Another difference is because with the internet, you can reach people like so much quicker. For instance, if you're on social media, everybody know that. And it's happened plenty times before with Big D too. We'd be in the studio, he'd take a picture, right? He'll take a picture, right? And right then and there, he posts the picture. Before we get home, the picture's been reposted. It's on this site, that site. You couldn't have done that. So you could say we got more access, more reach, and within a faster time. Um, in terms of the music, I think
That we lost.
Brown House, what have you, Spotify, whatever nowadays. So you can record the song in your house, right? And instantaneously, right after that, upload it to a site where you can sell it, what have you. But everybody making records ain't qualified to make records. Just
So
because you got
true.
a studio in your house don't mean you know what you're doing.
So true.
So this is not everybody and this is not everything, but this is a lot of what we're hearing.
Now, when you said that you have more reach, okay, so there's more marketplace to reach to, and it's happening faster. But now, in like when you look at before the internet versus with the internet, is it just as hard, harder, or easier to get, we'll say, equivalent monies? Okay, in other words, I don't know what $20 is um, in 2021 versus that $20 in 1979. Okay.
Well, plus we
What
know the
I know
value of
is
the
that
dollar is lower.
what I
Uh,
know is that pre-internet, how much work you put in, okay, to push, we'll say you broke a 45, all right? And everybody remembers the math from I broke a 45 single, okay, I gotta sell this many to get back the money for the wax pressing and the, what do you call it, the master, okay? Um, After that, I'm looking at profit and RIA. Now, when you add the internet to that and you take away wax and you take away CD, okay, and your only point of delivery is just virtual, just electronic, what does that do to the math, the numbers? Is the amount of work that you have to put in the same amount of work, more work, or less work to make a prevailing wage as an entertainer in today's market?
this is just my personal opinion, okay? I'm gonna make that known first.
Okay, yeah, your experience.
In
Yes.
my opinion, artists was making more money back in the day, in the 90s and before. Well, anything before the entrance of streaming.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Anything before the entering streaming.
Okay.
Because back then you made an album, you made a single, it was pressed up into into vinyl, into a CD, whatever the format, placed on the shelves in the stores, and it was sold. Okay, according to your contract, um, you got a certain royalty rate. By the time it breaks down, after all of that math, okay, yeah, you collect your money. With this streaming thing right now, and I forgot exactly, maybe somebody in the room does know offhand. I forgot exactly how many streams you have to do to make one equivalent sale.
10,000.
How many is it?
10,000 streams, okay, at a half a
Hmm.
penny. In other words, when the thing starts, 30 seconds in, you earn a half a penny.
All
10,000
right.
of
So,
those, 10,000 of those is one unit sales of an album.
all right. All right. That's whack.
Bro, yeah. I just
What?
needed somebody other than my voice to be saying it. That's all.
That's what.
Absolutely.
That's
What's
what.
your opinion about what should be done? And I mean, I tried to think about it like, well, what if I ran Google? What if I ran YouTube? What if it was my job to make sure that we got paid on the other end? Even if I was faking the funk, how could I make it better for the artist? How could I make it better for the maker, the person who's bringing the music? It seems like, again, we're back to the 60s and the 50s where, like, you know, okay, well, yeah, you made all that noise and you made everybody else some money and you're the last person they think about, unless they need some more music. Then they come to find
Well, you know what? You know what? Anyway, first of all, artists make their most money on shows. According to this pandemic that just happened, now artists got to rely on the revenue that they're getting from streams. The most money that they could ever make, which is in doing shows, you can't travel and do the shows right now.
it.
So it's kind of like a catch-22 situation right now.
Well, this is why I'm wondering if any of these internet concepts are really, you know, what I'm being told. In other words, I'm listening to people say, this is what we need to take and do. And I'm listening to people say, that's what so-and-so did. But in y'all's neck of the woods, is that working? Is it part of the plan? Is it even being discussed? In other words, perhaps an all internet event that we charge for.
Um, D, I feel like I'm talking too much. I want you to answer and get into this too. But I just want to say this right here. I think a lot of people think it's whack. By the way, if you notice, you look at my background,
Uh-huh.
I'm still an avid lover and a believer in this vinyl. You know what I mean?
I see you got that vinyl. We got us a stack of vinyl too. I'm about to send you a picture of our
Yeah,
stack.
yeah,
We got
yeah.
a wall of vinyl.
I still believe in that hard, and that may not be like a a big part of Big D and who he is, but because I'm like that, when he created, when we was creating the album, the This Is My Life, he started to take a piece of me onto himself. He started to think. He used the part in me that loves vinyl to take it upon himself to think and say, you know what? Okay, we know we're doing the digital, but why don't we, put some vinyl out there too? And this is just my personal opinion. I think that helped. I do. I think it helped because in addition to the digital, which you're gonna reach and you do that anyway, you got the vinyl. Don't get it twisted. There's still a percentage of DJs and consumers out here that like to buy the album and play the album.
See,
There's
Mo's
a
being real
big
modest. Mo's being real modest about it. But that the thing is, man, like, who else you gonna see when you walk in the store? Like, we in Best Buy, we in Walmart, we in FYE, we in Tower Records. I mean, how many people y'all seen? How many underground people y'all seen that y'all can honestly say y'all went in Best Buy to buy a TV and walk by and seen their album sitting on the shelf?
Nobody. Matter of fact, now that you said that, I'm going to Best Buy and make sure I hold one in my hand, get me one, and have the homie take me a picture of me.
I tell you one better. I tell you one better. You ain't even got it. You can pull it up in your phone right now.
Oh no,
Put
I
in
gotta
Big
hold
D
it in
Easy
my
Mo
hand.
B and you'll see it pop right up on
No,
Best
you
Buy,
gotta appreciate
Walmart.
this. Look. I'm from before internet. I'm from before Casio. I
Mhm.
am Timex, not Rolex, rotary dial, not flip phone.
You know what's
So,
crazy? I
so,
had to
so,
do it.
so the OGs that I had, the proving up was running to the record store, come out with the album in your hand, get right back on the corner, open it, flip it open, point to your name and say to the person, do you have one of these with your name on it? If you
Okay.
don't have one of these with your name on it, you got no bragging rights whatsoever up in this here. And this
Okay,
is where
now,
I'm from. So everything changed. That's the reason why I'm asking the questions. We really want to know how y'all feel. For real.
yeah, okay, so I'm gonna add one more difference to the industry when we came in versus right now then. I'm glad you talked about that because you talked about walking into the store, you know, coming out, coming out with this,
Yes.
coming out with a CD or with a cassette. I don't know. It's something about the era that we was from, which ties into the consumer. I'm talking about physical product now. Matter of fact, let's think like this. Just think back. If you old enough, anybody that's old enough, you remember them Earth, Wind and Fire. Uh, and not they wasn't the only group, but the groups that had the gatefold covers.
Oh, yes.
You open, you fold
You
the
open it and the thing
fold
pops
the
out.
album open. You had the lyrics in there on the left, on the right. You had all the credits, all of the producers, the writers, the studio it was created at. Then in the bottom, the thank you section and the dedications. Okay, you don't get all of that with just a file sent to you, shot to you over the wire. It's
Right.
something about, hold on for a second. It's something special about, it's something special about being able to hold something in your hand.
That's what I'm talking about.
Physical
That's
product.
what
You
I'm talking
understand?
about.
Something that years later, I don't know, you flipping through, you move into another house. You flipping through, you go through things. You pick this up and you like, yo, wow, yo, this was
Yeah.
us humans. Like I ain't got nothing against digital and technological advancement, but a lot of that has taken us away from the like tangible product,
Yes.
taking us away from connected. You understand?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
cause
I'm
like when I
glad
bought,
somebody else said it. I'm glad
cause
you said it.
Thriller, cause Michael Jackson's Thriller is like that. Big D didn't do this to his album, but there are plenty albums out that was out that's like that. Michael Jackson's um Thriller, I believe Thriller was like that too. Yeah, it was. You fold it open and you got
Yeah, it
the
was.
big picture of him.
He was laying
It's
down.
something about yeah, something about the connection of us as humans to tangible product. Something that you can hold in your hand. Okay? It's a timepiece.
Yes.
This is bigger than music to me. You understand what I'm saying? That's
Yes.
why I love all of this. That's why I love all of this. I'm gonna pull, I don't know, anything at random. Anything. I'm gonna just pull something out. Anything. Okay. There go Jimmy Cliff.
Wow.
You know what I mean? This is
Wow.
forever. This is forever. That all them files on the computer, you could and it's happened to us before too. We
So
done
you
wiped
pulled
out
that
everything
album.
on our computer.
No, you pulled the album, right? Okay, now I'm looking at it from like where you turned your head. When you pulled it out of the stack, I started getting a triggered flashback of my childhood. It's like, you know, my mama had this Ella Fitzgerald album. If I see that album right now, I'm gonna smell her cooking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I ain't trying to be back to the future right now on you and all of that. You know, I'm all for technological advancement, but I'm just saying, and this is just another one more I'm gonna add to what you asked the question of um what's the difference from when we came in now as opposed to now? Well, as opposed to now, we're just kind of like disconnected.
Mm,
You know,
okay.
we shoot files and things over the wire all day, and you know, we don't really connect as humans anymore. It's harder to connect physically with the things that we love. 10 years, 10 years from now, somebody will be able to pick this up and hold it. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the reason why so much music is being made so fast and put out, and that's why like 3 months from now, it don't matter. We don't really remember it.
No, you have to do something exemplary to be remembered.
Yeah.
And
So
but quality is important. Please go ahead.
yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
But you talked about the credits on the albums. So why do you think that they're not putting credits on albums, or you know, let's say you create the new song for the hottest new artist? Why don't you think they're saying, well, yeah, he produced it, just like Big D is doing? Hey, Mo B did that. That's my dog. You know, so and so wrote it, and we recorded in this studio like it used to be on the albums. Why do you think they stopped doing that?
We didn't.
Um, I think it's manufacturing costs and everything. You see, for vinyl, it has to go to the pressing plant. It's a whole process that goes through them pressing the record up and everything. And then after the record is pressed up, it's got to be delivered to all of these different distribution outlets. Then after that, you know, the record company has used their promotional department to reach out and do all of these things in a publicist type manner
Hell yeah.
for promotions. It's if you got digital, a file, something you just shoot over the wire, boom, it don't come with all of the credits and all the, you know, things that you would
Then
get.
you remember the kind of money they used to spend on product placement? The dude that picked up the albums, okay, from the distributor who was in marketing and advertising, whose job it was to drive the stuff to the record store, place them in the bin, and pin up the great big giant poster of whoever the act was. That dude was making $30 an hour, and this is in 1979. Okay, so a lot of money went to that. Where does that money go now?
It don't go nowhere because they don't got to spend it.
Okay,
Oh, I see what you're saying. Where does that money go? Oh,
yeah.
well, I guess record companies got a lot more money to pocket
Well, man,
Right.
because they don't got to spend money on that.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Like I tell you, when we did the double album, me and my wife was also my manager. When we did the promotion for the double album, like you would have thought I had a team of 50 motherfuckers in the way you go through Harlem, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, and you seen I did the whole works. I got posters done, I got flyers done, stickers done. Know what I mean? I got pens done. I went and did all of that. I did the old school promotion way and spent the bread to make sure to push this shit the right way that it need to be pushed.
Okay, let's see if he's old school or new old school. I would like a book of matches, an ink pen, a key ring, some shoestrings, and one other thing that you pick all with the album cover name on. Watch him say I got that.
You talking about me or Mo?
No, on the last project, when you did, in other words, when you did the launch promotion, okay, you said you went old school. So that means you got a book of matches, an ink pen, okay, a key ring, a baseball cap, and at least one other thing that's part of that promotion.
What the the hand towels or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You got buttons and hand towels too.
Either the hand towels or the bandanas.
Okay, okay. Yeah, we got to see all that, man. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
The music gets pushed out in a totally different way now. You used to have record pools, okay,
Yeah.
and then everybody would get a member. All the DJs would get a membership with the record pool, and then there was a certain day of the week you go up to the labels or to the record pools and you pick up all your records. Now the record pools is all digital. And again, it's over the wire. They got certain amount of people that's on their email list. Whenever they get a new song, in one big blast, it all goes out to everybody.
So now, when these guys who belong to the record pool get the new stuff, normally these are the same dudes that are on the radio that are also the same dudes that got the prime time at the club. Then is that how it still work that same way?
That's correct. Listen, we could be in the studio, right? And be recording a song. The song get mixed, finished, it's completed, final. If Big D wanted to send that song to somebody on an internet radio station or anywhere, or even the prime time stations, send it to a DJ by email. Immediately, the song can be played. That's another difference. You know what I mean? And how it was when we came in then, as opposed to how
Because
things
now
are
it
now.
can go direct to the dance floor, actually directly to a DJ's, directly to the club.
I've seen that happen with DJs in the club. Like somebody would send them a new file, a new song, and they play it right on the spot. I'm right there in the booth with them, hanging out with the DJ.
We got to try that. Just
Yeah.
because it can be done, we got to try that. Yeah.
I do that now. I get on Instagram Live and I watch certain DJs that be on, and I'm like, I'll hit them up. If I got they, I'll text them like, yo, dogs, I don't hear that new Big D Easy Mo B single. And I'll be like, yo, send it to me. And I'll send it right to them. And I sit on their live until they play it.
Okay.
Mm.
And so, Easy Mo, why?
So to answer the question, those is the pros and the cons of digital era, advanced technology, and the effect that it's had on the music business.
And so even with it being digital, why do you think that, I don't want to call it withholding the information, but why do you think they don't tell everybody it was produced by Easy Mo and it was recorded in this studio and everything, even with just an attachment or, where you go find the music at on the streaming sites? Why do you think they're not telling people, everybody, like they used to do on the album?
As much as the producer is a more upfront, the producer has become a superstar. Like when I came into the business, the producer was like a background individual.
Okay. Okay.
Except for like your what you would call back then. First time I ever noticed what you would call a super producer. People like Marley Marl, Teddy Riley, people like that, Herbie Lovebug.
But those are the guys that changed the game and turned it back into it's the producer's game. Okay.
Right.
No
right.
different than he and I got 20 hair salons. Well, so what? We got 20 hair salons. You're the guy with the scissors and the magic skills. Without you, so what? We just got some buildings. Okay. So then you would set the precedent as to how it's gonna go, what color the interior is gonna be, how comfortable the seats gonna be. Because if you ain't there, we'll have no customers. I remember that. It was L.A. Reid, Babyface, and Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis, and a bunch of other cats. Chucky Piedmont.
Oh yeah, those
who set
two that
precedent. Say it again.
Those two you just said, LA and Babyface and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. As a matter of fact, shout to Jam and Lewis. They followed me yesterday on Instagram. I was so elated. I was like, yo, these
Right
dudes
on.
influenced me. These
Hey, maybe
dudes.
since you said that, they'll be my friend too.
No, but they influenced me highly.
I
So
would say
for them,
Easy Mo B says I'm accepted, and I might not be pending no more.
yeah, they influenced me highly though. To see that yesterday, it made me feel good because I came up listening to a lot of their stuff, and I would sit and I would just study just the quality of their production. So yes, big respect. Shouts to Jam and Lewis.
Heavy dudes. But getting back to what you were saying about the producers controlling the game. Well, now, what is the difference between somebody who is a producer and somebody who pushed some buttons, got some loops and samples, and everybody was grooving, it was pumping, smoke was coming up off of it, and you don't know what middle C is, but I mean his paycheck say he a producer. What's the difference between them two guys in your opinion?
Well, to me, the definition of a producer is the one who actually writes, creates, and physically takes time to operate equipment and do whatever it takes for you to create that song, not just the beat, the song. Because a real producer doesn't just do the track, or if you're working with a band, direct the band. The producer also gets involved with supervising vocals, making suggestions in the song, like maybe you shouldn't put that hook here, maybe you should delay it, and you're doing 3 verses, why don't you just do 2 and 1 long outro? It'll just work better for this song. You got to get involved with the song. Then there's another kind of producer, or they get credit as a producer. There's the Quincy Jones type, because Quincy Jones was known for that. He may have not actually played or performed, but he directed.
Yeah.
And made sure that everybody did a certain thing the way that he wanted to do it. Like on Michael Jackson Thriller album, he's like, Greg Fillinganes, I want you to do this. Paulina DaCosta, the percussionist, I want you to do this. The dude, what's his name? That did the guitar solo, the rock heavy metal artist.
Slash. I think it was
Slash, that was his name.
Mm-hmm.
He's directing all these musicians, you know what I mean? To I want you to do this, I want you to do that. And that's the end result. So that's producing also too.
Okay. Because the reason I asked that question is because I know that our viewing and listening audience, a lot of them are music business aficionados. And of course, they always wonder, okay, so what's the difference between songwriter credit, producer credit, performing artist, and recording artist credit, if this is the way we gonna count the money? Because now with the internet, everything is different. With this 0.5%, nobody's tracking anything unless you have a true music administration service behind you, or like you guys, you're self-administrating your own label, so you're doing all your own business administration.
Right.
Your thoughts about ours? Your thoughts about our thoughts?
Thoughts about what?
I said, your thoughts about our thoughts.
I don't know. I think we all we covered it all.
I think we did. I just wanted to make sure that we did. I think we did. Is there anything else you want to say to our listening and viewing audience? Any further shout outs you want to do before we wrap up for this segment?
Well, I wanted to thank all of the artists that performed on the This Is My Life album and on the forthcoming Feel My Pain. A lot of these artists are people that I didn't even know that Big D he brought into the fold. I'm literally meeting new MCs. Notice I didn't say rappers. Notice I didn't say rappers. I'm meeting new MCs on the spot. What's up? What's going on? All right. Whoever that was that Big D had that he put on the songs, I go into the studio and I'm meeting them. So shout to them. Big D got a chance to introduce a whole brand new set of MCs to the world, people that we can pay attention to now. I wanted to thank them, thank everybody that has supported the album, from DJs to consumers to whoever. And most of all, thanks to God. You don't hear that no more, but God is everything to me, man.
I'm so glad you said that. I was saying, I'm going to second that. Thanks to God first, and then thanks to everybody for hanging out with us on this segment. If you heard it here first, and of course, Music's Boulevard special. Of course, we want to get big ups, high fives to Big D. Everybody go get that joint, man. I mean, go hold the wax in your hand. If you've never done that, you got to do that. Go get the album, hold it in your hand.
You got to get the album, man. And I'm encouraging all these guys out here that got money that's in the game. Start your own business, man. Like, know how to invest in yourself, man, and make yourself successful. Stop making all these other dudes successful, man. Because all you're doing is making them successful when they raping you.
Y'all heard it here first.
Now, I teach all my artists that I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? Listen, man. This ain't about tell all my artists, listen, this ain't about one man making the money and taking care of everybody. No. We all gonna make money together so everybody can feed their family. So now I ain't gotta take from my family to look out for other niggas' families. Everybody making money together. And I tell niggas, listen, make sure you got money for your bills, make sure you got money to enjoy life, but most of all, make sure you keep that money to pay your taxes, man.
I'm so glad that you said that. You just kind of triggered my memory, my old school memory. I can remember sitting around the table and listening to the stories about how some of the labels were ran back in the day, and it would be stories like, look, stop borrowing $100 from Otis Redding because remember that check I gave you Friday? Well, you know what? He's the only one in the whole company making any money. Otis paid all y'all salary last Friday, so don't borrow no more money from him. The rest of y'all, you didn't make the label nothing, okay? So, go back and rehearse and write some more songs. I heard these stories, man.
And also with BGF Entertainment, any artists that I deal with, I don't own their masters. I don't own none of their shit. They own their own shit.
So everybody's a true independent businessman. Right on, man. Right on.
I don't hold no man back from making money, man.
That is all right, man.
That's what I'm about. Feed your family, man.
You're unique. You are unique. Yes.
I ain't trying to rip nobody off. I don't live like that. I don't want to see people selling their souls, and I'm not acting.
Wait. You don't have any blood for me to drink. I don't get to do no blood sacrifice and like fast forward from the celebrity superstar.
We don't.
Oh man, I was gonna split my wrist and give you one of my kids or something.
We don't do that around here, man. You know what I mean? We don't do that around here. I teach all my artists to be grinders, man. Be grinders, man. Grind the same way I grinded. I came from nothing to something. I
Wait,
wasn't built.
Guess
I
who's
wasn't
calling
born with a
us?
silver spoon in my mouth.
I gotta do this because he called us. So we're still on the air with D and Kumo and Ismo B. And you know what? He didn't call us on a video chat, but he's on the phone. Say hello, everybody.
Peace out, God.
Yo, peace. What's going on?
Peace, King.
I would like to ask Big D and Easy Mo.
Yes, we are.
You know, if you had a few seconds in the elevator with you when you first started, right now, what would you tell yourself before you got off the elevator?
There's
Okay.
some noise in the background. Say that again. What you said?
That was Wild Bill Turner making sure we were still in the Zoom conference. Tell y'all
Okay, what was that?
I'm saying,
Go ahead.
if you gotten in the elevator and the person standing on the elevator was you when you first started, what would you tell that person before you got off the elevator?
Oh, you mean because they're a new artist, like advice I could give to them?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
In other words, if the current you could run into the old you, knowing what you know now, what would you tell yourself? If you ran into yourself at 16 years old in the elevator, what would you say to yourself about what's coming up ahead?
Nothing.
You wouldn't tell yourself anything. Just leave it a whole mystery. I like that.
Listen. The evolution of the music business, it is what it is. The evolution of the music business, it is what it is. Do I have any regrets? No.
Cool. Where do you think it will go from here? Is there any forecast that anybody is actually saying in terms of collectively, where's the business going?
You mean where the music business is headed?
Yes, that's what I mean. Where's it headed? Where are we headed?
Well, I think digital got a lot to do with that. Digital has a whole lot to do with that. After streaming, I want to see what else, because there's always this continual advancements. We're continuing to see them advance. After streaming, I'm trying to see where else is this going. I was joking, talking to somebody, but hey, if you can talk about it, it's probably possible. I told somebody, yo, in a minute, music, you probably won't even be able to. We already can't see it, the files that's being sent, but I'm just saying, music, it may get to the point where, just say like with a credit card or whatever, or digitally you can order and you can just shout something out in there. Maybe equipment will be made that way. Shout into the air. Like you remember like you clap and the lights come on?
Oh yeah.
You have equipment that will respond to you, be like, Gladys Knight and the Pips, If I Was Your Woman, Redman, Tonight's the Night. And the record just start playing.
Yeah. We're close to that already. You're absolutely right. Somebody said
You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? You order the music with your credit card number. You do a purchase, you buy it. But the equipment that will be made in the future will be designed to respond to voice. You hear me?
Oh yes. Okay.
You just be like, Cardi B, WAP, and they start playing.
Wow.
Somebody's looking at me right now, and somebody is gonna make that happen.
Of course. So somebody's looking at you right now going, okay, so now the expanded version of that is I just walk into the house and say, my 17-year-old son just graduated from San Francisco Polytechnic High School. He got accepted into UCLA, and all of his friends listen to whoop, whoop, blah, blah, blah. The party's at 7 o'clock. Please compose a playlist, and I don't have to do nothing else. The computer will go and figure out who else is coming, what they into, make sure that the colors of the lights is what they supposed to be, call the caterer and tell them what to start cooking, because I don't know these people that go to school with my kids. I just told the computer that this is what's going on. Start planning an event, including the playlist, and make sure that it's everything that they like. The computer then double checks with everybody to make sure that this is what they like. Oh yes, people are listening to you. I'm one of them. I love your idea. We got to talk more about that off the air for real. Oh yeah.
Any question, if you were to run into your younger self with all the experience you have now, what would you tell yourself?
That was kind of low. What you said?
Same question.
Same question for Big D.
Oh, okay.
If I was in an elevator and the me now seen the old me,
Yes.
Sir, when you first started.
I mean, I think that would be kind of hard because for me, like I said, like Mo said, I don't have no regrets. And I didn't really have to go through a lot of the hardships that a lot of rappers went through, man. Like, I didn't really have those problems. So it's kind of hard for me to say that I can understand where a lot of them rappers done been through because I can't. Because I didn't go through it myself. So, and nobody in my team went through it. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of the hardships they had, we didn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it was okay.
Okay.
If anything was wrong, it was within us.
Okay.
Okay.
You had
You know what,
struggles,
though?
but it wasn't external. It was all internal stuff. Okay. Okay.
You know what though? I don't have any regrets, but if there is anything I could tell the newer up and coming artists, I would say the music business is two different words. It's two
Definitely
different
is.
words. There's music and then there's business. Love the music, but make sure to understand the business. And then I would suggest, like I always do, understand that this music, it don't just start with you and the artist of today. Go back and study the history of the music. If you in hip hop, if you entering into hip hop today, you owe it to yourself to understand and know who Grand Wizard Theodore, Grandmaster Flash the Furious Five, Run DMC, EPMD, what have you. I don't know, Busy Bee,
Yeah.
Sha Rock. If you in hip hop, it don't matter how young you are. It's no excuse for you not to know who they are. Because you see, you couldn't come into the fashion industry like that. They'll kick your ass out in a minute.
Oh yeah. Right.
If you come in disrespecting the elders and the ones that came before them that made it possible right now, today, if you totally gotta just hop, skip, and jump all over that. Matter of fact, you outright disrespect them, they will kick your ass out. That don't work there. So I don't understand why that works so much here in music.
Because of the machines.
Yeah.
The machines.
I mean, if you want to know the real reason, because the game now, the game is controlled by the elite life, man. The elite world runs the rap game, man, in this era now. And that's why the game is so fucked. That's why the game is so fucked up the way it is right now.
But how long has this been going on?
Since the beginning of time.
Okay,
Yeah.
I grant that too. So you're saying that the people in hip hop who pioneered this movement, who pioneered this sound, who pioneered a new culture, never really had a clear shot at positive change, that everybody has been hoodwinked and they took a good thing and commercialized the hell out of it, and we just hopeful and hanging in here.
No, I think the same things that happened to Frankie Lyman and the teenagers and whatever they was going through, the artists today is still going through the same thing. It's just that technology is different. The way information get relayed is different. It reaches people faster. So there's more of a, I guess you could call it that. We're in more of a reality phase.
Yes.
There's things that you can't hide no more. So a lot of what you see happening is outright. That's why, like, okay, for instance, like on the internet, people will come on and they'll leave comments under a post or whatever. They'd be disrespectful, come right out and say whatever's in their mind, whatever is they feel it. We couldn't do that years ago.
No.
We in a don't give a care world no more. So it's not too much more that you can hide. You know what I mean? Everything is out in the open.
This is true.
Everything.
Right. And so where do you think it changed from the good industry to, you know, the big red hanging you over the balcony because you're not respecting my business hours as an artist?
The internet, that's what changed it.
Okay.
That's the dividing line. When we hopped over that fence and went into the world of www.
What
Everything.
could we do? What could we possibly do moving forward to make it better for creative artists as we move forward into this? It's a digital empire. It doesn't look like this thing is going away. It looks like everything's going to be digitized. I mean,
Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with, and I'm not against digital. I'm just saying.
I'm trying
because
to roundtable ideas for how do we take advantage of the fact that that's what's going. I mean, people are talking about concerts that are holographic concerts, and the what do you call it? The glasses to see the concerts at your house are delivered by drone. Okay, this is the kind of stuff that's being kicked about in the tech industry, where they're talking about holographic concerts where you have the entire band in your living room.
I don't want that though. I don't want that though. That don't do nothing for me. I don't want that though.
Again, that's what technology is talking about. I prefer some real drums made out of wood, a real stand-up bass, and an upright in the living room. You know, that's music. See, that for me. I like scratching. I like, vinyl and whatnot, but still, nothing is better than live music bouncing off the walls inside the building, real instrument. That said, I think this is a good spot for us to stop this particular segment. Of course, we want you guys to come back and join us again on You Heard It Here First World. We've been hanging out, and again, show the album again. Y'all got to go out and make sure that you get this. If you do not get the physical album, do at least download it and go feel this. It's really something. I'm going to experience it some more myself. This is my life. I like that. I like that.
And we gonna have the Feel My Pain album also on vinyl.
Excellent. Feel My Pain is also on vinyl. Okay.
Oh yeah, we putting that out on vinyl also.
Excellent. Excellent. We're gonna be
But
looking.
this time I'm doing it better. This time I'm doing vinyl.
Do y'all have one in there that you could raise up so we can all see what it looks like?
Nah, I ain't get it. I just got the artwork and everything, but I gotta I'm about to send it out to the pressing plant and start getting everything pressed up.
Okay. Okay. When you get finished and you got cover work, send it to us so we can post that and everybody will know what the cover looks like so they won't have to search for it.
Oh well, I got a cover for you. I'll text it to you, and like I said, it'll be out, in all stores, Best Buy, Walmart, FYE, Tower Records. Like I did what I had to do, man. I listened to Master P, like I said, man, and the dude is a genius, man. Like I follow his idea. Look where I'm at. Me and Mo sitting in the stores right next to him.
There you go.
You can ask a lot. You go online and you try to look up a lot of rappers, you won't see them in Best Buy Records.
You're right. You're
I had
absolutely
somebody
right.
that from Canada recently, and they was like, "Yo, and this is a white guy." He said, "Yo, I was walking through Walmart, and I was going to buy a TV, and I happened to see you and Easy Mo B album sitting on the shelf next to Jay-Z album." He said, "Holy shit, I had to get the album." That feels good.
Because it's in Best Buy and it's in Walmart.
But like Mo said, it's good to have the physical where people can go in the store, you know what I mean? Like, and just grab a physical copy. Like, there's nothing greater than that.
Yeah.
Tell the truth, people. Y'all heard it from Big D and Easy Mo B themselves. And y'all seen it? Catch the Feel My Pain coming up.
Like, y'all didn't see nothing yet. When we get ready to do the promotion run for the Feel My Pain album, we're going to take it back. Hopefully the city will be opened up. We're going to try to do it. Drop, I pushed it back to the end of December, or maybe even the top of the new year. If the city get a little better and they open up, you're going to see the post, you're going to see the big signs, dudes walking around with Feel My Pain, album signs and all type of things. You're gonna see the vans driving around with the album cover wrapped on the vans. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna see chicks in the summertime with the short tops, the Feel My Pain shirts coming up under the breast. My wife lipstick lined shirts. You're gonna see it all. The Easy Mo B shirts, all that, man. Like we got
already.
yeah, man, like there's a lot of things coming, man, and Mo got his label coming. That's a big thing and a big major step. You know what I mean, when he gonna make the announcement, let everybody to know the name of it. You know what I mean, when he ready, but this is gonna be huge and major, man. This is being done like it's never been done before, man.
Well, just keep us in the loop. We'll help out whatever way we can.
And the craziness, I'm the only dude in the rap game right now. What I'm doing, nobody has ever done it other than Big Meech. I'm the only rapper right now that can pull different rappers from all 5 boroughs and different states and put them in the same team together.
You know what that's called?
What's
That's
that?
called Kingmaker.
Like, yo, seriously, I got Bronx dudes, Harlem dudes, Brooklyn.
We won't tell nobody on you that that's your real position that you play. But it's called Kingmaker.
Nah, I want to tell you, I got Brooklyn dudes, Bronx dudes, Harlem dudes, Queens dudes, Jersey dudes, LA dudes. Like, I got dudes from different places.
Wow.
All under one umbrella.
Wow.
Yo, D, in 15 minutes, don't forget.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I even got Bloods and Crips hanging out together.
Well, you know, we
No,
got to go
nobody
find that and
beefing.
feel that and hear that and just really, you know, experience that. But we got to the top of the hour here too. We got another segment coming up. So we'll wrap and button up right here. And again, we're going to have Bianca get back with both of you so you guys can come back on and talk to us about your knee jerk reaction to the app and bring us up to date with the release and so on and so forth. It's been wonderful. It's been beautiful. Be excellent to each other and to yourselves.
No doubt.
All
Salute
right.
to y'all, man. Salute to y'all.
Peace. Thanks for having us.
Peace
Salute
out.
y'all.
Yes, sir.
We salute y'all. We really do.
Salute to y'all fellas, man.
Peace.
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 Hello, world. I'm Benito Giles, and you're watching the You Heard It Here First. That's UHIH1ST Media Broadcast and Network Team. Thank you for watching.